Hi, welcome to Spokane Talks and The Pulse. I'm your host, Jackson Adams, and this is Laura Lindsay. We will be back right after this.
Style, structure, innovation. This year, Spokane Home Builders Association's 17th annual Fall Festival of Homes will be both in person and online, featuring almost 20 of our local builders. Whether you're buying, looking for remodeling ideas, or just decorating inspirations, find it all at the Fall Festival of Homes. Sponsored by Ferguson Bath, Kitchen and Lighting Gallery, and Bosch. Brought to you by the Spokane Home Builders Association. Local resources and proven leaders.
Welcome back. Once again, I'm Jackson Adams. This is Laura Lindsay. Laura, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you're here today?
I'm Laura Lindsay. I am the Vice Chair of the Board of Directors of the Women's Healing and Empowerment Network, or WEN for short. And WEN offers a program that works with victims of domestic violence and abuse. And today we're here to talk about a little bit about what WEN does, and touch on the fundraiser that we have coming up.
Absolutely. So how did WEN start? How did you get involved with WEN? What's kind of that story?
WEN started, our executive director, Mabel Dunbar, started WEN. Honestly, I don't know how many years ago, because there was a need in the Spokane area for counseling and advocacy for victims of domestic violence. In 2019, Spokane County had the highest rate of domestic violence in the state of Washington. The state average was 7.4 offenses for every 1,000 people, but Spokane's state average was 10.4 offenses for every 1,000 people. In 2020, at the height of the pandemic and the stay-home orders, that saw a spike of 40% in domestic violence calls to local law enforcement. When you grow up or live in an abusive situation like I did, for any length of time, that becomes your normal. And I always tell people what you consider normal and what somebody else considers normal could be completely different things. You could be standing next to somebody who is seriously suffering in their lives in the grocery store and you wouldn't even know it. So that's where WEN comes in. Our program helps victims to not only recognize the patterns of abuse, but we give them tools that help them to avoid the patterns of behavior in themselves that attract abusive situations. We work with victims and their children to show them what a normal, healthy relationship could look like for them and help them through the traumas that they have suffered at the hands of their abusers. It's also not a one-size-fits-all program. Not everybody is going to be able to overcome their trauma at the same rate. Some women can get through the program one time and they're okay and they can reintegrate back into society and have healthy relationships. Some women have to go through the program a few times in order for them to address all of the various different traumas that they have suffered. For those that we have in our safe house, because we do have a safe house out in the West Plains for women and children, we also help them to secure housing, furniture, clothing, and transportation in order for them to successfully transition. Also, once a year, WEN hosts what we call the Being There Conference, which is a conference for women, men, and young adults to bring awareness to abusive situations, how to overcome it and avoid it. We also have a group called the Men of Compassion, which is a group of men who have taken a pledge to not be abusers in their homes and in their relationships. On the other side of the WEN fence, we also have Cleon's Closet Food Pantry out in Airway Heights. Something a lot of people don't know is Airway Heights is growing at a very rapid pace. And it is considered a food desert because there are not enough resources for nutritious, healthy food for some of its residents. And Cleon's Closet is very crucial to that because we are the only food pantry in the West Plains that's open 3 days a week. They also, every once in a while, will have a clothing giveaway where it's kind of like a yard sale. We just open it up, but you don't pay for anything. You just come and get what you need. And we open it up to the entire community. So you could also be watching for that too. And so that's a little bit of what WEN and Cleon's Closet does.
Yeah, it sounds like Spokane was kind of in dire need of something like that. And so thank God you guys are here now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the event that's going on October 10th.
So October 10th from 6 to 8 at the Center Place Event Center out in Spokane Valley. We're hosting what we call the Purple Ribbon Banquet because purple is the color of domestic violence. This year's theme is called Behind the Mask. And the reason we chose that theme is because a lot of victims of domestic violence put on this mask like there's nothing wrong, that there's nothing going on, when behind closed doors there's a lot going on. And this year, the Purple Ribbon Banquet will be, our keynote speaker is Representative Jenny Graham from the 6th District. She actually has a very powerful story of abuse survival. And what some people do know and some people don't know is her sister was actually a victim of Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer. Wow. So she's going to be speaking to that and some of her own survival story. Our MC this year is going to be Robin Nance from KXLY. A lot of people know her from her news show. Yeah. And then we're going to be having entertainment provided by the Taylor Kyle Magic Show. Ooh. Yeah, so there's going to be a magic show. We're also going to be hosting a silent and a live auction. And you can buy tickets on the WEN Network website or give us a call and we can help walk you through that process. So
awesome. Well, that sounds like a night of fun, honestly.
Yeah. And this year's banquet is very critical because we weren't able to have our annual fundraiser last year because of COVID. So the banquet that we have is one of the biggest fundraisers of the year, and it provides funding for all of the different programs that we do. So it's a very crucial banquet for us.
Yeah, so it's important for people to get back out there, show up, and kind of get over this hump of the pandemic, which we're seeing in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, actually, if you're out there somewhere and you are suffering abuse, don't suffer in silence. Reach out, call someone. I actually have some information here. If you are in a dire situation, absolutely call 911. Get the police out there, get yourself taken care of right away. For those of you who are suffering, you can call the domestic violence hotline at 1-800-799-7233. And if you are ready to leave an abusive situation and would like more information, you can call 1-877-276-5597. And if you'd like more information on the Women's Healing and Empowerment Network or Cleon's Closet, you can visit www.whenetwork.com or call 509-323-2123.
Awesome. Thank you, Laura.
Thanks, Jackson.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
Welcome to Tom Sawyer Country Coffee.
Tom Sawyer Country Coffee only roasts the finest organic coffee for our signature blends. Enjoy a cup at our coffee shop and local businesses and organizations across the region.
I'm Tom Sawyer and we choose the Pacific Northwest.
We believe every person is created in the image of God, with immeasurable beauty and worth, that people should not be defined by their present condition or past mistakes. We are all broken. We need each other. Healing for our brokenness begins with connection, with understanding how much we are loved by a good God. And with healing comes change, the potential for joy and meaning. No one was created for mere survival on the streets, for an existence blurred by mind-numbing substances. Each person is created with a purpose, a unique gift no one else can offer the world. Our job is to help them rediscover it. Real people, real change. Union Gospel Mission.